There
What
we go.
up, Pop?
What's the word, brother?
Slow motion, man.
How you
Slow
feeling,
motion.
man?
And bless, bless, bless,
Word up.
bless.
What's the
After,
word, baby?
New York, San Francisco.
Nah, I just, I threw a little hat on, man. You know how I do,
I
man.
feel
I
we was on the
represent the
same
town.
plane. We was on the same plane.
Absolutely, babe.
What's the word, though?
Ain't nothing, man. Just really, first, before I say anything tonight, man, just really want to give a real extended hug out to everybody out in Los
Word.
Angeles, man. I made my phone calls to check on everybody today. I finally got to it because I didn't realize how serious it was.
Right.
Because I was living out there, they had to educate me on the fires out in LA. They really told me there's like a lot of times they able to put it out quick, because they prepared for it in certain ways. So I used to be frantic when it was like when I first got to LA in 17 to live there, man. It was already these fires going on because they had a crazy heat wave, and it's real arid up there in the hills and all that.
Right.
So when it's arid and stuff like that, fire spreads quickly. And I saw it like this in 7. They got this like when it gets real, they got a season for forest fires and stuff like that out there, man. And I had thought just like, yo, this is gonna slide and be all right, by at least a week. And then everybody like, nah, the LA we was able to, do some things, and a lot of that's not there. They said the whole PCH is gone. A lot of areas we used to kick it in and chill, is not even here no more, man. So I'm just sending my sincere condolences to those, who may have been affected, by that whole fire, man, because I didn't think it was that serious until wife put it on the TV today. She was like, nah, Runyon Canyon's on fire. I said, Runyon? I start to see them, them little streets, Hollywood Boulevard. You
Right.
in there can't even go down Hollywood Boulevard, man. So I'm sitting here in complete shock right now that, a place that we was able to thrive in, man, may not be.
Yeah.
We hoping, what I'm saying, we're going to pray for the best, man, but it look.
We serve a mighty God, man. We serve a mighty God. They gonna get through it.
Yeah, man, I'm praying for them definitely, man. But before I said anything tonight, I want to make sure.
Actually, I was gonna say something about it too.
Los Angeles County and those neighboring towns like Pasadena, I think it's Altita. Yeah, I might be saying that wrong. Mally, a lot of people. They say I talked to Bill Bellamy this morning. You know what I'm saying? I check on the bro, and he was just flying back in, man. So like, he was like, man, we ain't never seen nothing like this before, man. So is
his crib okay?
He's good, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me know his family is good and everything like that, man. But he said, yo, he was telling me from like Rodeo, Sunset, all the way down to the beach. He was like, that's all gone. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Then I turned on the joint and saw it. I was like, oh, man, it's worse. I had been tuning in. I think it was like, I think on YouTube, they got like News 18, and he got a live where he's showing it from the helicopter view, man. It's just like still shocked, bro. I used to live right there, so it's like, and we used to hang out, you know what I'm saying, with the celebrities in the hills, man. So to know that the hills ain't there, it's crazy, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, man. God, pray for all of them out there, man. Pray for them.
I am, man. There's some good people that don't deserve that, man. So,
And to them assholes that starting fires, man, shame on y'all. Y'all have to start being a problem. Shame on y'all.
I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? That's the other part of it. There's so many headlines with how it's happening, what's happening.
Right.
I know why it's overall happening. The Most High, this is biblical.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? This is written.
Yeah.
Understand it to that maximum level. But, I guess it ain't nothing else to understand if you understand it that way. You feel me? So I guess, I get out of God's way. I get out the way, man. I just make sure I stay diligent in my prayer. I stay diligent in following the Lord's way, man. I pray for the best for those, who may not be using the Lord's word or anything like that, man. So I'm just going to stay prayed up and, stay on the right path, man.
Got to. Also, I want to say salutes to my brother, G Get Money. Him and Malik Youssef, they've been nominated for the Grammy. Man, kudos to you brothers. And all the other people who got nominated. But I know them too. You know what I'm saying?
Personally, I got you.
Um, also, happy birthday to all my Capricorns. I cannot do the show without saying happy birthday to the Caps.
They
You
get
know what I'm saying?
the most love during out the whole year
You
anyway,
know,
man. Capricorns, because December, they get all kind of love, man.
right?
I don't care.
You know,
We summer babies. We cancers out here,
see,
baby. We
I'm a
summer
Pisces,
babies. Oh,
so
yeah,
I'm
man. You know what I'm
spring.
saying?
But
They all
yeah,
water
man.
babies, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I can't swim. I can't swim.
Remarkably crazy, I can swim very well, man.
Mm,
I could
I
dive,
can't.
all that. I'm nice, man. Kennedy Center, you know, when I
I
in
can
Harlem,
float.
they used to take us in the summertime to Bear Mountain and all of that, man.
Mm,
That's where we learn how to swim,
that's
brother.
what's
Yeah.
up. That's what's up. Also, we already talked about Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We just gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? Welcome,
Yeah.
y'all. This is your boy Tori and Terrell. This is Brunch on Sundays with my man Broadway, the legendary Broadway for part 2.
Yeah.
Last time we talked, there was a couple things I did forget to talk to you about,
Mm-hmm.
but I was so interested with the stories. If y'all go on Instagram, friend my brother, man, like he has the pictures are stories in themselves, man.
All of that is
He has
free
stories.
content, man. It like all of that is free content. Keep going though.
Oh no, you good, brother.
Yeah.
Like man, to be a fly on the wall or to be wallpaper, just to be in those rooms. Was the Hamilton be in the room where it happens? That's you, dog. That's you.
Yeah, man.
A couple of names I wanted to know about,
Talk to me.
and I want to know one specifically, Biz Markie, R.I.P. Biz Markie.
You want to know
How
about
did that
Biz
come
Markie?
about? Yes, I want to know about
There are
Biz
three
Markie.
there are three situations in my life where Biz Markie has impacted my life in totality.
Mm,
So one of them, the first time I actually met Biz Markie is the same day I met Grand Wizard Theodore. I was in Jazzy J's basement. Everybody knows Jazzy J is an uncle of mine. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And he's a big link into how I'm, solidified in many, historical people in this game that I had to make sure I knew. He's the first person to introduce me to Charlie Chase. DST was Herbie Hancock's DJ.
right.
But on that day, I was in Jay's basement just messing around. I used to be like a studio gopher and stuff like that. And I used
Mm,
to help him like organize his records because his house is next to my mom's house in
right.
Brooklyn. And I used to just go over into his basement, man. Anybody would come over to Jazzy's house because his record collection is bananas. So you might catch Q-Tip over there. You catch anybody who really digging the crates from Pete Rock. Anybody would be over
Mm,
Jazzy house. So I just so happened to be in the basement that one day. Biz was down there and Grand Wizard Theodore.
no, man.
And Jazzy made me DJ in front of them. So when I tell you I got knighted by real DJs in this game, Theodore really was like, you a DJ. You could call yourself a DJ. Biz Markie has said that as well as many others. Like Jazzy was the first person to have me DJing on Hot 9. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I got a lot of ties into this game. Like even with Jazzy, Jazzy Studio is where Brand Nubian recorded their first album. And, Jazzy built another studio, and he was also Jealous One's Envy, Fat Joe's second album. So I was there when nobody really knew who Big Punisher was, you know what I'm saying?
Mm,
And I had me and Pun was rapping together, man. So my second Biz Markie story is just how I met DJ Mark the Spot in LA. This is another reason way how I got out to LA. DJ
mm,
Mark the Spot, legendary king of LA DJ. You look him up. You heard, it's my brother. And so I don't know how I got there. The Deshaun prototype booked me to be the DJ for Rick Ross's Mayweather fight. So
mm,
it was the Mayweather fight. That's not the first time for Vegas, but this is another time when I was doing a Rick Ross party out in Vegas. I'll tell you a funny story about Biz Markie, man. I was DJing because we was all getting paid the same thing. So me, Biz, and Mark the Spy had to decide who was going to go first. I was like, we getting paid the same thing, man. I don't care who goes with. I'll go first.
right.
I go first, do my thing. Biz Markie walks up to the turntable, pulls out my USB. It's dead silence for like at least 2 minutes. Biz ain't said nothing to the crowd. He ain't looked at the crowd. He ain't look at me. He ain't look Mark the Spot. And I'm like, what you gonna sit there and tell Biz Mark? Like, why you do that? It's
Right.
Biz Markie. It's the Inhuman Orchestra. You're not
Right.
about to tell Biz nothing crazy. Not that you know, you're gonna flip on you, but it's Biz. This is highly respected to me. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So I ain't say nothing about it. Biz did like 2 cuts and scratches, man. That shit went crazy, man. That's when I was like, Biz no music. Biz no Biz wasn't he'll tell you he wasn't on the technical side, but he was like he paused, he was like, I bust your ass in record selection.
Oh
And
wow.
that's true. Biz was busting people out. When Biz started DJing, you know what I'm saying? Because you know just like if you spend a couple of years in the music industry, you won't get out.
Right.
Especially if he been sued for sampling and all kind of, so trying to enjoy the game at the same time, that's what he wasn't on that,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? And so he gets stepped into the world of DJing. I mean, he's been collecting records, sneakers, and tons of things for years, you know what I'm saying? And so when Biz did that, you know, he started turning into this DJ that would play all the records you definitely want to hear, man. Like he took all the styles he heard and came up with his own joint, man. The third time, I think Mustafa booked him in Chicago. You know,
Mm.
DJ Mustafa Rock.
Tougher,
You know,
yeah.
Mustafa, you know, super plugged in with anybody in New York, man. So I think Mustafa had a night over at the Velvet Lounge, just like I think he got Brown Sugar. I hate to call it the wrong thing. Hopefully, but he has a night he does on Wednesdays over on 43rd at
I
the
know what you're talking about.
Renaissance Room. You know,
Right.
he bring in all the, just like Boogie Blind to do in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Mm.
lot of cats still keep the circuit open for those that like you want to hear somebody real nice on the turntables for the night. You know, it's a place where you can go see him. You know,
Mm.
and so them the 3 times like Biz Markie, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful soul. He was different, man. He was different.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I
Yeah,
enjoy. Well, my kids found out who Biz Markie was off the Yo Gabba Gabba. So
yeah,
I was like, yo, that's Biz Markie. Yeah, he a
yeah.
legend, y'all.
He's a
You know.
legend, man. He's the first guy that, like really cross fashion. Like he wasn't killing nobody in his raps. It was all fun.
Right.
I
That's
don't
all
think
it
he
should be
had any.
about.
Yeah, I don't think he had any aggressive rap, and I think there was a lane that he created for everybody else from Long Island to be able to continually, this is how you get a De La Soul, possibly. This is, there's a lane to go outside of, what rap, it was what was prevalent in rap, hip
Right.
hop at the time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Um, Another one. So I'm gonna come with the good ones right
Go
now.
ahead.
You met
I'll be here.
Quincy. You met Quincy Jones.
That was an
Man,
incredible night.
you met Quincy
Twice.
Jones, man. I need to know.
Twice. One time it was in Santa Monica. He was coming out with these new headphones. They were called the Q somethings, and
Mm.
I. It's like when Dr. Dre tried to do. I was also a part of when Dr. Dre tried to do his own Serato. He had it inside of his computer. It was a Beats by Dre computer. I made like 10 grand on that joint.
Nice.
I DJ'd it like I like Navy Pier. That was like Beats by Dre showed me love. There's a commercial for and all that. But the
Mm.
guy we was talking about was who? I'm sorry.
Oh, Quincy.
Quincy.
Quincy Jones.
So Quincy Jones for the headset in Santa Monica. That night is also the night I met the Chloe sisters. They didn't look like they look now. They was just 2 nice girls that could sing. Cause that night I was with that's who I was with. I was with Danny. I was with Danny
Mm.
that night. Danny Lay. You know what I'm saying? She was
Yeah.
performing there that night. She was because she's a brand new artist. You know what I'm saying? So they gave her like one of them things where you give a spotlight on a new artist. We went down there and we performed. We performed. I'm bugging. I had the DJ that night. I'm bugging. I forgot. Yeah, and the second time is like, he wanted to see Lil Nas X. We was like 19 weeks, #1,
Mm.
breaking off. You gotta realize with Lil Nas X, man, right? I'm really sitting there while all of that is happening with him. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really like right there. So like every day something new happens, we
Right.
know what happens. You know what I'm saying? And then look at a kid, 19 years old, breaking records. Like he was breaking real musical records, and I'm like, what is it? I've been with artists, all kind of legendary artists before, but to see them break, like I watched Jim do balling, but you know what I'm saying, it did good for him. But I'm talking about breaking musical records in history. Like you gotta realize with that kid, we did any A, they got CMA, VMA,
He was
every
everywhere.
we no, not we was everywhere. We won
Everything.
everything
Yeah.
in 1 year. And so, of course, we got to make a stop at Quincy Jones' house. So this the bugged out part about the second time meeting him, because the second time we meet him at his house. And so the wild part about that story is we was flying in from somewhere, man. I remember Lauren saying, yo, no, he's coming in from San Fran. Yo, you know what's crazy? What's Juice World had just
Right.
passed. I just with Mike P in Chicago that Saturday to Sunday, I think Juice World passed. And because I met Mike P, I love the hat that he made. You know what I'm saying? I had to have one.
Right.
And I was like, yo, I'm gonna wear it at the next show, which was in San Fran. We was in San Fran. Shout out to Luciano. And the hat company out there's a hat that company that makes like cowboy hats. They make really expensive hats. I remember we went over there, and this is the day that Juice died. But then we coming back from San Fran to LA, and I remember Lawrence saying, yo, man, get dressed up tonight. So I got this mad expensive, this hat was like $500. And he was like, get dressed up for the night. And I was like, wow. They was like, yo, we got to go to Quincy House tonight. Nas getting his award for going diamond. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Diamond.
I said, damn, tell dude, you know what I'm saying? Can't wait to see him tonight, right? So that's another thing that I'm probably one of the only people that could call him Doobie. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's his nickname, man. He's from the hood in Atlanta. They not know, you know what I'm saying? He did some things in his career that, you know, is different than how I think in life, you know what I'm saying? But I know him. Like, them's my little brothers, man, you know what I'm saying? And so the wild part is I've never been to Bel Air. You know, I've only seen Bel Air referenced in the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Right. So I don't know nothing about Bel Air. So I'm like, yo. Matter of fact, I did go to Bel Air one time with Coast and T-Pain. So I did go to Bel Air once, but I didn't go to Quincy's house. So I'm like, you get to this like cul-de-sac, that's not even his house. You still got to go up this hill. You can't drive down because it's so steep. So you're going up this wild steep hill, right? So you get to his house. You talk about a highly decorated musician. Yo, his Emmys, I'm talking about his living room wasn't no little living room. We took the pictures in there. When I walk in there, it's Billy Ray Cyrus, Tish Cyrus, Ron Perry, you understand me? Another chick from Chicago, she gonna kill me for not knowing her name. KJ. KJ.
Okay.
KJ from the crib. That's the other person that was along this ride. She was his motivational coach. It was 2 Chicago people on that vessel. People ain't know that though.
Wow.
Yeah. There's 2 Chicago people on the Lil Nas X vessel. Like, I had to get him ready to go out to the world. Word is born. You know what I'm saying? And so we get to the Quincy house. They serving hors d'oeuvres, and it's not the world in there. It's just me. Because for the book, I got to leave. I ain't going to tell you who was in the room, but I'll tell you who was there, you know, as far as, you know, the brass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's another story to that night that also is going in my book about Quincy because something crazy happened. I got
you can hold it for the book.
I got a whole lot for the book, but like something wild happened at that house. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen in my life, man. So it was, yeah. My experiences in this game is experiences, man. But overall, he just never seemed old. Like, he got an old body, but his maneuvers were still young. He ain't act like an old man. Like, he was still
a musician, right?
Yeah, not musician swag. He was when he was there, he had red velvet pants on with some velvet Vans I never seen. I said, oh, he dipped with the silky. He had the silky scarf with the lenses with the Quincy was fresh. Look at the pictures that night. He's fresh.
Hey, I wish I was there.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I want to be in the room where it happens.
No, you don't, man. No, you don't.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
You might want to be there for the musical nostalgic reasons, you know what I'm saying? But, you know.
All right, so you say that, is that like a bad thing or is it a...
People don't know what's going on behind the purple curtain, man. And once they see, you know, they'll be able to be like, yo, I don't want to stay behind the purple curtain that long. You know what I'm saying? Right. I was a guy that, I think it was Joshua, that the Lord led into the forest to show him, like, yo, this is all you want. And they only went so far, you know what I'm saying? Be like,
Right.
yo, that's too much, you know what I'm saying? So, but I was able to see, you know, the music industry inside of the gizmos. Like, how does this clock move? You see all the gizmos, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? And you inside, this man then created almost all of our soundtrack for years, you know what I mean? Musically, like that man is just involved in so many production pieces of music.
Yeah.
It's like being in there with the above brass of Michael Jackson. You in there with the guy that everything you humming might come from that cat. Any melody might be his melody. He one of the wizards at the music, man. So I was honored to be there on that side of the game, man. You know what I mean? And I was
Yeah.
cool. I was cool. And it's rest in peace, man. He
Yeah. Rest
passed
in peace.
last year, man.
Rest in peace. I saw a picture, and you was with Dave Chappelle.
I'm with Dave Chappelle often.
Oh, word.
I'll tell you the story about
Please.
that because that also ties to Lil Nas X.
Okay, yes. Tell, please. Unless you want to hold it for the book.
No, I could give you that story because
Right.
it's the testimony. I had posted a picture of me sleeping on the floor in Ty Hill's studio, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And Trauma called me. We're good friends, you know what I'm saying? And Trauma was like, "What happened? What's wrong?" He thought I was right. I was on the floor. He thought I was
Right.
fucked up.
Right.
I was like, "Nah, I just posted the picture, but being that you got me on the line, I just got the, I just finished the Danny run, and I was like, yo, I would love." He was like, "I'm gonna book you for like 3 things." He was like, he had 2 nights he was doing out in LA when he was there, and the third thing was he was like, "I can't make this audition or this thing they got. It's for $5,000, right? You're gonna fly to New York for 3 days and you got a DJ for this artist." I'm like, I don't know who the hell you talking about, but $5,000
Right.
and I get to go home and lamp in New York with it.
Right.
Bet. Because I'm in LA at the time. I live in LA and I don't like flying home from New York to LA. I hate that flight. You know what I'm saying? I never like them flights be kicking ass. And then you got do shit in New York. It be kicking ass, man.
Right.
So what was we talking about?
Dave Chappelle.
So that's how I got the Nas run, DJ Trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy shout out to him. But Trauma's so ill. Like he's been able to. I've been able to be around Dave so much in the last 3 years. Like, so I'll tell you this, man. The greatest of the great ones was like Madison Square Garden. Like Dave turned 50 years old in Madison Square Garden.
Nice.
And I was chilling. Me and Tiana had a date that we was doing in Brooklyn. We had the Soul Fest. So I was with T already in Brooklyn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Dave at the Garden, and it's on our off day. You know what I'm saying? So on our off day, I hit Anthony and I was like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I'm going to rest tonight because we got to do the show tomorrow. He was like, yo, man, just go to the Dave joint in Madison Square Garden. I was like, I only got one backstage pass. I want to take somebody so they could see it too. He was like, this one, man, you go dolo. We going to go to the after party tonight and catch up to you. Dave throw these mean oh my God, they legendary. Yo, Trauma, let me tell you something. When we on tour together, me and Trauma was in Amsterdam together. I was on the tour with Tiana. He was on the tour with Dave. That Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle joint Amsterdam. Let me tell you something. They came to get me from outside and sat me like third row. Word is bond. Trauma my man, yo. Word is bond. This is in Amsterdam, but we show love to each other all the time, man. But this specific time in Madison Square Garden, yo, man, I'm staying at this hotel that's right on the Brooklyn Bridge, right? So to get to Madison Square Garden is like 10 minutes in an Uber. Right. So I'm like, I go to the wrong entrance. Trauma like, no, I got you at the bar stub joint. You don't go through there. Yo, I'm walking. Yo, I'm a New Yorker, so I'm like, when I first walked through, I'm like, I don't even believe I'm in Madison Square Garden looking around like this. Like, see, I don't know. I'm from New York City. You know what I'm saying? From the town. For me to be inside of Madison Square Garden is crazy in itself. So I'm walking around. He gets set up. I'm looking at the stadium like, damn, this is when Mike was busting these niggas' ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't give the Knicks credit for nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Bulls fan. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But respect them, though. I respect them to the
Right.
moon. If it got to go down, I got to be with them. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes, sir.
I'm in Madison Square Garden, so trauma. It's some time before the show start. This is the wildest thing because it's like a green room, and there ain't a lot of people in this green room, but everybody's spread out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the dude that Kanye don't like? That's a comedian at the time. What's his name? What's
Pete
his?
Davidson.
I'm like Pete. It's me, Pete Davidson, Tasha Smith, Mike Tyson. It's just the room is wild. First of all, I'm trying to keep it together. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Madison Square Garden. The man is turning 50. So I try to calm myself down mentally. I say, all right, let me grab some food in here. You know what I'm saying? It's the best of best. It's Dave Chappelle.
Right.
I sit down at the spot to eat. Trauma's still doing something in the corner, right? Dave Chappelle sits right across from me and eats a sandwich, and we just talking on his 50th birthday in Madison Square.
Broadway is me. I'm eating a sandwich.
He wasn't. It was wild because I'm sitting there, and you know, to Trauma and them, they with him 100% of the time. So
Right.
after a while, when you with an artist, they become family. You like, I see him all the time. For me, I'm just like, this is one of the greatest comedians in the world. On his 50th milestone of a birthday, and he's gonna perform and bring out all of these people. You gotta understand who went to hit the stage that night. Busta. It's going too crazy, and Trauma is up there DJing. It's too silly backstage. It's silly. It's like anybody in your pop-up cartoon book is, you know what I'm saying? They there. You seeing scenario for real, live time, Buster going, rah, rah. It's crazy, bro. You try to contain yourself. So that's not, you know, that wasn't even the end of the night, man. The way I walked in his after party that night, who was the, you know, it's funny, Anthony had made, what's the guy? David Glasper, right? He's the guy, right? Am I saying his name right?
Yeah, David Glasper, the jazz pianist.
I was at the Dave, it's everybody in this Dave Chappelle after party, by the way. Everybody. Silly, stupid is in LES downtown. You know what I'm saying? And I remember, I don't even know who this Robert Glasper is, but I'm at the bar. Because, you know, I like to play the back of the room. I'm not the guy that need to be seen in front of the camera and all that.
Go to see.
I always want to see what's going on in the room. So I'm usually in the back smoking, cooling, and usually a party come to me. And so Anthony is bringing up, it was common in him. And I know Raj from the crib, you know what I'm saying? You know, but I don't know this other kid, but they pushing him for me to be like, and I'm like, yo, I don't know him. And then I'm walking through the party. He was like, yo, bro, he's the coldest such and such. And I'm like, I don't be knowing who everybody is, man. But that's just one Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle in DC might have been fun. My man E. Kim was with me that night. We was on the road with Tiana in Baltimore, somewhere in Maryland, and he had a show in DC. And I don't know, man. Because we ended up in DC, and I'm on the way Trauma be killing them after sets, man. And then anybody just end up popping up. Like in London, Most Def jumped on the stage. What's homeboy from Snowfall? What's his name? The foreign
Childish
guy.
Gambino? Well, not Childish Gambino.
Foreign guy. I can't remember. I don't be knowing these cats by their name all the time. But you know what I'm talking about. The dude
I know you're talking about, yeah.
Franklin, he was there that night. Busta Rhymes, Most Def, Talib. This is in London, though.
This is recent.
This is within the last 3 years.
Okay.
None of this stuff is like so I thought about this because somebody said something about age the other day. And if you go, I've almost been living 50 years. For 4 of those decades was all lit for me.
Nice.
I was lit as a kid growing up in Harlem alone. So like that alone, seeing all this stuff be built from the ground up, that's lit. High school it was the people that built it's kids, which was us. So it's like, all right, now we in high school. I'm in the illest high school. Then when I go into corporate America, I got way more money for an 18-year-old than the average 18-year-old. So it ain't never been a part of my life where I've been in the back of the race. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
usually put my nose to the dirt, get the work done, and I always seen the results of actually getting the work done, prayed up, get the work done. You know, that's how all of that really happened, yo. And so even when I get to Chicago, I could have went to Chicago and failed. You know what I'm saying? But I was very successful in
Yeah.
Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And I was very successful in Toronto when I moved to Toronto, and then when I moved to LA, I was very successful. So you know, what was the question again?
I was just talking about Dave Chappelle,
Yeah,
and you were segueing.
yeah, man. I really want to thank. You know who used to book me too, man? Rex. They had a club in downtown LA. It was fly as hell. It was inside of a bank. I just want to mention that.
I think I recently
Downtown LA.
heard something about that.
This shit is the flyest club I ever seen in my life, but it was just in a wild area. You know, the DTLA is kind of messed up a little bit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this joint, you was really partying in the bank vault. I ain't never do that in my life. I used to think that club was lit. I was like, why everybody ain't making this a big... You know, think about if you could go inside Chase Manhattan and they had 3 rooms for DJs. See, that's another thing, man. I really miss to see LA, man. I really had a ball in LA. But I had every 10 years of my life, that's what I'm talking about, was lit. Like, I can't thank God enough for, like, it could have went a lot of different ways, but I was able to see a lot of people make a lot of money. A lot of people enjoy success. Like, think about your little nephew, and you be like, damn, man, literally was broke yesterday, but we at the top of the Waldorf, man, today. Like, literally seeing somebody life change that crazy, man. Just you get to see how that feels. You know, it ain't in your bank account, but to see the joy in somebody else's heart, man, that joint, I just be clapping and happy for these niggas.
Feeling.
It's good because, you know, they could provide for their family in ways that they had no idea they could, man. You could, your family need their roof fixed. You might be able to help family fix it. You're doing that off your talent, you know, and that's a good feeling, you know, if you could use your, you know, and then you enjoy the ride.
Quick question. Did you play at Summer Jam or were you just there at Summer Jam?
That was a crazy day. Let me tell you about Summer Jam.
Also, is Summer Jam like Coachella and Lollapalooza, or is it a different monster?
I'm going to tell you about that day because it led to the next day being even stupider. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, my days was, if I could go for day in my life, all of my journeys is amazing, man. Like, I got to say, God has made my life pretty interesting to live because it ain't never been normal. It always been lit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Always been lit in the sense of I've been able to enjoy life at an accelerated level, not at the point where I don't, go through adversity, you know, things and challenges and stuff like that. I ain't here saying I ain't going through that. I'm just saying, yo, if I scale it out, wow, you know what I'm saying? But, what was I saying again?
So you were talking about Summer Jam.
All right, Summer Jam in New York. First of all, you know that starts in Chicago, right?
Summer Jam?
I had to get fitted and booted for the show, man. I went to Leaders, man. I went to go see Diego, man. Because I have been asking Diego for this jacket and these Billionaire Boys Club pants. They was like some space joints. Like Leaders over there on Madison.
Yeah.
Yo, man, always be having these pieces. Like, you know, Diego, shout out to Core, man. Shout out to Core.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They be having these specialized pieces. So I pulls up the Leaders. Diego dressed me. I fly into Jersey because it was it was in Jersey, and I get there and I'm like, I don't know the magnitude of how we gonna perform today, but I know it's Cardi B's set, and Cardi been bringing us out everywhere she was at. Like she brought us out Fashion Nova, and then she brought us out in London one time.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But we was at Summer Jam. This is when Cardi and him is cooking. You know what I'm saying? You
Mm.
see Sleep. You see Sleep right
Right.
there. That's my brother. That's my brother.
What up,
I
family?
seen I seen Sleep do stuff, boy. You ever meet somebody in life that we both cancers and he just like me, man? He cool, calm. He be in the back. You know, brother. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That's Lil Nas X brother. That's my man.
What's going on, family?
You know what I'm saying? And he's a great actor. He got great talents. You know what I'm saying? But Summer Jam, where I'm with Lil, I didn't know what's going on. Nas got on this Jordan jacket that's crazy. Like, I'm already like, I'm hot. I'm like, yo, he gonna come out in New York with this mean, Jordan sent him this crazy jacket. And
Oh,
so
man.
I remember, see, you gotta remember, we with Billy too.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I get backstage, we pull up, it's Billy, me, Nas, and we walk in the trailer. I'm the only one that got this picture too. Blueface. It's just
Oh, the rapper
me.
Blueface.
Yo, it's just me. Because you got to think it's Summer Jam. Everybody is there
Yeah.
backstage. So I ain't never been backstage at my own Summer Jam. First of all, that's why I love that kid, man, because, you know, he took me on the ride with him and didn't know me and didn't have to. You feel me?
Right.
Like I don't know how I would have got the Summer Jam individually, like for myself. You know what I mean? But the man was like, "Yo, you coming with me?" So I'm in my hometown at my Summer Jam, and we doing Old Town Road. Now, here's what's crazy about the whole thing: the pyrotechnic. I forgot Cardi's DJ name. Can't remember her name, his name right now. But that's my man.
Mm.
They tell me, they say, look, Cardi is going to come back out after y'all do Old Town Road, but the pyro is going to be by the DJ booth. First of all, I'm backstage. I definitely fire one up. I'm in New York City. It's lit. And I tell DJs, don't do this. You know what I'm saying? But you just have historical moments. Like we in Glastonbury, I had to smoke one with Billy. But
Right.
it's a monumental moment. So I just smoke. And I forget about the pyro, and I forget about every step they told me to do. Every step, it burned the whole back of my leader's fit. Yo,
Oh, damn,
like
bro.
yo, I was on fire, B. And I ain't never felt. Yo, you don't understand what Michael Jackson went through until you feel
That
some heat
fire.
that just come out the ground, and you just in the way, and it was like, oh. Yeah, my whole outfit was cooked, man. But
Damn.
I remember that day because Billy Ray pulled he got his tour bus is still, yo, listen, man, he got one of the most expensive tour buses I ever seen. I know we were just in there in the snaps that was in there. I was like, yo, crazy day, Summer Jam. And the look up, shout out to Lil Nas, man, because I got to see my face on the
Tour bus.
Jumbotron. Not a Jumbotron. Imagine you being a DJ, you see a face on a Jumbotron in front of whole New York City.
Your
You
hometown.
can't pay for the moments, B. You can't
Okay.
pay for the moments. And the person that bring you there, you just gotta always show mad gratitude for that shit, man. Because niggas ain't had to do that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It
No.
could have been anybody else. But for me to be able to tell you that shit and experience that shit in life, I'll be just happy that I'll be able to, a part of something that happened in history it was a phenomenon, man.
Man.
That moment was, I don't want to stun his growth and say he still ain't a phenomenon. You heard?
He still
I'm just saying,
is.
at the time, come on, man, we was on the top of the ice cream cake. You heard?
Um, you had a mixtape that came out called Cashmere Sweaters. Like, I downloaded it. Any more mixtapes? And it was fire.
You
I had you,
see,
brother.
you see, I'm thinking of, I've been trying to retire in a certain sense. You know what I'm saying? Because the music industry is exhausting. You know what I'm saying? Like to really the day-to-day of that is exhausting, man. It's very, sleep. I'm coming down there soon. Ain't down there right now. Um, um, the day-to-day, see people, you might have grew up with some kids that you seen late for school, and then there's this one kid that always got perfect attendance, don't miss no days of school, don't be late. That was me. I was taught for time, and you're gonna need to be double time on everything you do. Your life is not your life. Your life becomes whatever you are part of, because it's in demand. See, a lot of people ain't been with something that was in demand. You know what I'm saying? When something is in demand, they're trying to see it every day. Something is trending. You know what I mean? When you're in the circumference of that, man, life is moving very fast for you because you're in demand. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to adjust your life to that. So it's kind of like a merry-go-round you want to get off of. So what I did was, I'm getting into teaching, some kids. But as far as music, anytime I get inspired now, I'm just gonna do it. I don't want to leave anything in the vault. And that mixtape I made Out This Way in Cape Cod, so that has an influence to all of the things that have been happening while I've been out this way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the mixtape feels a little slow and mellow. That's why I've shifted gears into like the rock star, into like more so like, all right, we're gonna preserve it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we've seen a lot of our friends die for health complications and stuff like that. So you really have to have a conscious mind and really say how plan it out, how you see the next 20, 30 years, man. So it takes some sitting back and say, well, what are you going to do next, man? And I had, like I said on the last one, how that happened. And there's going to be more music. It's like people call me through the bat line, but right now for music, I think it's going to be tough with all of the the headlines. You're gonna have to go underground and make this music, and then there's gonna be a time for it to come out. But it has to be the right time. If you're gonna put music out now, it has to affect change right now. It has to make a statement. You know what I'm saying? Just anything right now. To me, if I throw a project out saying, "Oh yeah, I just like to chill on beaches," you know what I'm saying? Read the room. They on fire right now. So it's not like, it's not like I want to put out something musically that ain't gonna inspire or heal or make a difference in the world. That's where I'm at right now. If I do something with Cashmere, the reason why I came up with Cashmere Sweater Music, because every mixtape music, but I have a way to make aggressive music sound really smooth and for you to be able to digest it. So that's why you hear a lot of good rapping over them real like loops and samples and stuff like that, because I want you to hear the perspective of where you can turn this on with your girl when you ride, man. So, yeah, I still blend them out. I still do everything. I know there's gonna be some more music coming out, and I really want to finish the EP, but I gotta come to Chicago and sit with Ty Hill for that, man. So, I really, I work at the level of comfort. I feel like when I'm inspired to do something rather than due dated. You know what I mean?
Right. Just be throwing stuff out.
I'll just throw it out on a Tuesday. I won't tell nobody. I'll be like, I just finished it. Here you go. Hot off the grill. That's what I did with Cashmere. I ain't really lead up to it. I'm like, here. That's what I want to go back to. You know what I'm saying?
I was like, dang, what is this?
I ain't really with the theatrics, man. It'd be like, yo, I got some hot music. Here it is. Come get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got a lot of theatrics and it don't be hot.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It'd be all right. Be cool.
Speaking of mixtapes, not to get off this subject right quick, but do you still have those fly mixtapes, 1 and 2?
I got everything right here on the computer.
I need both of those, man.
I don't. You know why I don't?
Man.
Yo, man.
I need them.
I'm touchy. I'm touchy with material now. I have to be. You know why?
Right.
I know what. I didn't know I was valuable until maybe 2 years ago. I didn't know there was a value on what my story is, right? Because I literally, you gotta think, I really put all of that up, content up is free. I don't think I should be charging people for that, especially in my mind where it's like, I really showing y'all this, like, yo, man, I'm the regularest of regular guys that just applied some work ethic to my talent, and I'm showing y'all I did it without doing the craziness, staying prayed up, faithful. You feel me? And I feel bad charging somebody for that. You know what I'm saying? I would, like, if there's a way for me to get paid for it and I don't feel like I'm robbing somebody for this information, I feel like I should be replanting anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I never knew we was gonna get paid from hip hop, bro. You know what I'm saying? When we was doing it, it was really for, like, yo, to be
The
the
fun.
best at it. You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's God blessed that we were able to make money off of it in our careers with our talent. But, you know, I never knew. So when I'm doing it, it's hard for me to look at somebody. I have to, you know, but like, it'd be difficult for me because I'm just like, you know, and that'd be a gift and a curse with me too, man, because I be having the heat and I be giving away the heat. So
Yeah.
now in this new day and age, I'm just like, because people got film on me, bro. Like, they could do, if you did a documentary on me right now, there's a person that does have all of this footage too, by the way.
Right.
But when someone or some company holds footage, I often sit back and say, why would a company hold footage? Why wouldn't they just give it to you if it didn't have any value?
True.
But what I do know is those people that have the actual story on my life, because it's more than one person. There's another guy who's a friend of mine who is the heir of Oster. So do you know the kitchen appliances Oster?
Sounds familiar. Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. So he is the son of the CEO of that
Oh
company.
wow.
But he had been filming me for years, pieces of history of, he got a whole block of when I'm in the DJ booth with the Iron Sheik one night. It's me, Iron Sheik, and Roddy Piper.
Okay, I'm like, all right, see WWF.
Listen, man, I'm trying to tell you, certain people got footage, and that's how I know that at some point, when the Lord shines the light on me, when people hear my story and my testimony, it's one of the craziest ones because any and everything I've probably been around a piece of it. Any piece of art you see hanging, I probably either know the artist, I either probably was there when they released it, I was either probably there at the conception. I've been a part of this game so tough that I got so many memorable moments in it. It's like the story ain't never been told. And there's certain people that got the dead footage of, like, people don't know I used to crush Milwaukee. Crush. I'm talking about I'm talking about in the number one club they had in Milwaukee between the years of 2009 and maybe 2012, 13. I'm in the magazines as being the number one DJ in the city.
Oh wow.
Got the awards for it and all that. I used to walk so tall through Milwaukee. They used to show me mad love. Ask anybody if you go to Milwaukee to me right now today. I'll go see Uncle Tony in 720 right now, and he'll show you a groovy time in Milwaukee you didn't even know you're going to have.
Dang.
These people own clubs and stores for years. They've been showing me Irene love. I love Milwaukee, but some people got the footage of that. And like I'm telling you about that night, I was in the booth with the Iron Sheik and Roddy Piper. And listen, I didn't know he was going to be in full character. So when he's talking to me, he got the boots with the horns on. He got the cape on.
Is he spitting at people?
He telling me how much he don't like Hulk Hogan. And my man got this on film. Like, he yelling at me like, you know Hulk Hogan is only Hulk Hogan because of me. And he going off, B. And then the club is over. Whoever was managing them at the time, they come over and ask if I could get this man some crack, man. Like me, the DJ. Like I was like, first of all, I'm like, I didn't know he got down like that.
Right.
Rest his soul. I didn't know he got down like that. But he put me in a situation where you're looking at some of your childhood things you're looking at on TV, and they right next to you going crazy. You sitting there. This before I was even, bro. I could tell you so many historical stories I've actually been around to see, and like, so when somebody actually does the documentary on me, you're talking about 4 decades of shit I could tell you that's just crazy that happened. Just other people, all the way down to Kanye, that most people, bro, like, we grew up in the nucleus of what hip hop is, so I'm a child of that.
Dude.
Simply.
You're amazing, man. You're
Thank you,
amazing.
man. Thank
And
you.
I've come across a couple of amazing, but you trump them, dog.
My
Sheesh.
You know what it is, man? It's not the people, it's the experiences, bro. Because
Right.
it humbles you as a person. You know, I always think about this one thing. The very first time I went to Mexico and I needed something to drink and there wasn't a 7-Eleven outside. That's when you understand poverty, you understand third world country. You like all of those things we take for granted, like the ability to be like, if I'm thirsty, I can remedy that quickly. There
Right.
ain't no store right there, and there's no lights on the road. And if you walk down the road in Mexico, you might as well call it a day. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? So imagine being defenseless. It ain't people think Mexico's sweet, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been there so many times in my life, but just knowing how they get down, you understand. You be thankful you in America sometimes, man, for real, for real. So that humbles you. In my experiences, what I can tell you is when you have those experiences, you can tell people how the world is instead of them thinking what they seeing on TV. You can be like, no, I was really in the land and the people shaking, move. When I went to Dubai, I got to see how people, was shaking and moving, and I think those experiences shaped me because I didn't think nothing jaded about the world. I've been kicking it with all kind of creeds of people, all kind of.
Right.
I've been to Maui and see how they are not disconnected. Go to Hawaii and Maui and see how unconnected they are to the world. They don't deal with the world. Everything is slower. And think about going somewhere and the rules are they don't tolerate super drunkenness, so they don't pour heavy drinks out there. The whole maneuver to be in Maui is to chill. So they don't do anything fast. You can't drive past a certain mile an hour. Now, those experiences, to know that, if I could tell somebody that, maybe I can encourage them to go to Maui, because when you do need real ROR, that's where you should go. Because the sunset, you ain't never been to a place where the moon is just as bright as the sun at night.
I've never been.
Think about going to the beach at night. You can't see nothing, but you in Maui, you can see like it's the daytime, but it's the moon making the light. That's how close you are to the moon. I'm sitting in Maui like, this is crazy. That's the
Man.
first time I seen black sand. You understand? So like the experiences, I'll be like, yeah, that's greater sometimes than the fame, bro. And I ain't never liked the fame part because I see what it do to everybody. I like the
Yeah.
experiences and meeting people that respect me for my craft. They be like, yo, or the way I dress. And I got so many people, if I go to other countries, that I'm good. That's a better feeling for me than a lot of other things. That, like, if I get up and go to London right now, I'm going to be all right over there. I'm going to be situated very well. And we're going to be eating good. And we're going to be in anything that's the top anything. And that's because the friends that we've over the years made each other comfortable in other people in each other's homes. Like when they invite you to be in their mansion, it's when they in town, yo, my crib is your crib. You feel me? Wifey cooking, you know what I mean? Da da da. Some type of real cool. That's what Kanye was talking about, man. He was like, yo, how he move around. He know everybody, and then people love you for who you is. Like who you really be. And I'm just always been the cool. I roll up and we can talk anything from Transformers to you name it. I'm down for the culture, period. Everything else is
One more question for you,
mm-hmm.
brother. What plans do you have for 2025? That's what I want to ask you last episode.
This year,
Yeah, this year.
I think my assignment from the Lord is to make sure I spread my gift of teaching. I had to figure out what my purpose was. I lived my
Right.
dream already. You know what I'm saying? My
Right.
dream as a kid was to be the number one DJ. You know what I'm saying? Be the first to do certain things, and go down in history as like touching land being that nigga.
Right.
I wanted to be that nigga. I was able to be that nigga, right? But that's purposeless after a while. You can't suffocate yourself and self. I'm that guy. You're making yourself bigger than the
Right.
Lord, man. So I had to really get sat down by the Lord and be like, man, you know, you put me in places to where I had to reevaluate what I was here for. What my assignment would be, man. What am I? I really wanted to know. I didn't know how I was supposed to impact people past. Because DJing, yeah, you love the music, but that ain't all of me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, what am I gonna have fulfillment in? What's gonna be fulfilling going forward? And going forward, I'm learning to talk to kids more and share what I know in my experiences because they really don't. If they gotta rely on the internet and stuff, man, some of that stuff might not be as true as it needs to be told. So
Yeah.
I have to give them the real deal about what it is to be in Hollywood, what it really means to put time and effort into your craft and the peaks and valleys of it. And so I really think my assignment is I'm supposed to touch some lives in the other way where I'm supposed to, if I was able to live the type of life that I'm living, I'm supposed to give it to 10 other kids, possibly, you know, maybe it might save them or might inspire them to do something great in their life, to be not part of what the molded plan is for
Mm.
someone their age, to try you. And that's all I did. I tried me. I was rebellious, but I had a plan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the difference. I was a rebel with a cause. You know what I'm saying? Like what my parents taught me, the same thing I taught my kid. You know, you can go against the system, but you got to have a rhyme and reason why you doing it and how you going to succeed and go like
Yep.
beat the system, right?
Right.
So, you know, I would make deals with teachers in school. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, look, we don't get along, but I need to pass this class, and you don't want me to be a nuisance in this class. How can we come to a happy medium? I've always been a politician. I'm like, yo, how can we make each other all right? You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
he'd be like, yo, just do these assignments, and I just give you a 75. And I'm like,
Cool.
you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I'm not telling kids to do that. I'm just saying I was more in tune with what my plan was. I was like, what y'all saying is not my plan. Nothing sounds like what I want to do.
Right.
I believe in myself this much that I can. I'm not looking for 95s. I'm looking just to get past you. I'm gonna take this information that you're telling me, but at my pace, which is
Right.
on a scale. Sometimes you really sometimes need to listen more. You know what I'm saying, to teachers. But I'm just telling you how I was as a kid, man. I was more so like rain, sleet, or snow. I am going to be a DJ. I don't care what y'all talking about on these SATs. I don't care what y'all talking about on nothing. All I know is when I'm making these mixtapes in the crib, niggas is bobbing their heads, man. I said, this is gonna work.
Mm.
And it was days where I was like, with no money, I wasn't selling these mixtapes in high school. I was trying to get somebody to like it. That's, yo, do you like what I'm doing? Yes? I'm gonna continue on because now you gave me the confidence to try it again and perfect that and keep going. And that's the art of it, you know what I mean? And so I was more interested in like being the best at that. And there wasn't no money involved. That's why I went into corporate America in the 90s. There wasn't
Mm.
no paying no DJs, no crazy man, listen, I went to corporate America, got me I always worked at a top-notch place. If you really, as I'm saying, when they do the eras on me,
Mm.
there's an entire era where I just was hip hop was secondary for me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I used to throw a three-piece suit on as a 18, 19-year-old, three-piece haircut, walking in corporate America like, thank you for using my real name and all that. I had it before. You know how kids now, it take them a minute. You gotta think, man. I come from Harlem, so we used to watching young niggas get it. So we wasn't gonna be no waiting in the line till
Right.
we 25, 30 to get busy. As soon as our moms was like, yo, it ain't no curfew, no rules, I could go get a job, niggas got on that resume tip, and in the 80s and the 90s, people got hired without college degrees too. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? They got hired in under the, because like our grandparents was like, yo, if you work here for 30 years, you can retire.
Right.
People was like, we'll take you on the entry level, but you got to think entry level for an 18-year-old, even at an entry level, if you making, I was making anywhere from 60, 70,000 in 1995 as an 18-year-old kid. So who the hell cares about entry level? There's more money than I ever seen.
Facts.
Think about, and then at the time, rent is like, for me, $500-$600. So we 18-year-olds, ask, yo, my mom's, God rest her soul, man. Like, I was inviting my moms, shout out to my cousins too, Darnell, CD, George, all of them, you know, Joe Brasco, you know what I'm saying? When we was younger, we was in Delaware going crazy. Shout out to Sam, Uncle Sam too. We was in Delaware. If people remember, on the back of your credit cards, where did all the banking happen in the 90s? It was Boca Raton, Florida, Wilmington, Delaware. All of the banks that you bank with are in Wilmington and Newcastle, Delaware.
Mm-hmm.
So as New Yorkers, we moved to Delaware as like teens, and at that time, certain jobs in America were for women, like customer service, stuff like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
We was like, we always had the calculator out. We was like, we gonna get nighttime differential in 70,000. We coming straight out of Bed-Stuy, coming straight out of Harlem. You gonna give us 60, 70,000, and all we gotta do is, we went in there and started getting promoted mad quick. You got to talk about 18, 19. When I invited my mom down to my house to finally see how we was doing, my mom was like, they giving y'all too much. My mom wasn't even happy. She was just like, you know, I had the marble tables and the chair. Think about your kid being 18-year-old and you go in this house and it's set, like bachelor set,
Your
like,
house was better than mine.
yeah, like Persian rug. Remember when the 62-inch T-Paws came out with the fat booty?
Yeah.
We already had them size TVs in the 90s. Yeah. So when people came over, they was watching movies and we was doing the most, bro. And that's what really spoiled us, because that's why in certain years I ain't pressed hip-hop as hard as I should have, because I'm an 18-year-old. I had a car, and we was just coming from making $200 a week. And when we got out of high school, there weren't no jobs I was paying no. You know what I'm saying? But when I got down to Della Square, you know what I'm saying, to the square that's fair, all we got to do, first of all, we was young, pretty niggas going down there, you heard? And we took the town by storm. You feel me? We was the pretty boys down there. We was the pretty boy New Yorkers getting money. And we had a ball. We went silly. You know what I'm saying? And so I say that to say, I've been able to enjoy. I'm at the point now where it's like, pump the brakes. I already been lit. See, it take a long time for people to get off their porch sometimes.
Right.
You know, that's why certain men go through midlife crisis and all that. We was going to Jones Beach in our own car, Dolo, 18, 19. We wasn't without. And we didn't lean on our parents for nothing. That's the thing about them. Like, you know, when you throw in a barbecue as an 18-year-old, you lean on your parents. We bought the food already. They was, when it was time to chip in for the beach house, we was 19 and our aunties was like, yo, we got the beach house. And before Jersey Shore even popped as a show, we was hanging in Jersey Shore, beach house. Everybody put up for that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, our parents always proud of us because we was just like, we ain't lean on them for nothing. We had our own cribs fresh out the gate. As soon as we could get outside, we was like, we set, we don't need nothing. You heard? So it turned into a point where I had to slow down, because I said, I'm looking at my life, man. I've lived everywhere. You know, if you look at the map and where I've lived, I probably touched more places in this map. I know I could go to a lot of cities and know a lot of people in a lot of these cities on the map that when we look down, man. So I was like, man, I gotta find purpose out here because ripping and running, man, you know, it
Yeah,
ain't that
it's exhausting.
purposeful. It's exhausting, man. So like, I still will for the bag. Don't get it
Yeah,
twisted. I'm a total lord for life, but yeah, I think I have an assignment to affect change. I'm one of the ones that understand the light, so I gotta be the light. So it's my job to spread the light. You know, if I was given these certain gifts and talents, man, you know, I got to put them to use. You know, I got to tell people about the wonderful miracle and the wonderful gift for the Lord.
yes,
You heard?
man.
And so
Amen,
that's
amen.
what I'm on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, brother,
That's my maneuver.
I, I appreciate you doing these 2 episodes
Anytime,
for me. The
bro.
first artist, the first interview of Brunch on Sundays, Broadway, the legendary Broadway. Brother, yo, you know what? Hey, I may do a third
It
one.
don't matter
My
if
man
you
got,
want to. Do you know how many chapters my life is? You just touching not even the iceberg. Like that's just all that stuff we talk about, man. Recent. I
you know what,
I
man?
got stories that's like, nah, man. I got stories, bro. Like
Yo, when
nobody
is
got
this
more stories
book
than
coming
me.
out? When
When
is this book coming
when
out?
I got
Or have you even started?
when I get the
Huh.
clearance, I
Okay.
made a phone call this in 25. I, it was a dead answer. I
Wow.
was like, can I talk about these stories yet? And I got it's still on the. I know it's on red, so I know it was seen. And when I don't get no answer, it says right now, cause man, all of this is going on. You don't know what could implicate something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the streets, even though I'm a pedestrian, I still respect the rules of it. So I still ask permission from my OGs from the hood. Be like,
Right.
it's all right to speak upon this, and you know I always respect them if it's like no, you know what I'm saying.
Not
So
yet.
like you not yet. So like I want to tell it when I could tell it in
Okay.
its entirety. I don't want to give y'all a little bit unless somebody has a beautiful check. Yeah, then I start yapping about these stories in a positive way
Right.
where it uplifts. I won't be. We ain't doing no gossiping. You ain't about to know. Oh yeah, it was under the
Yeah.
car. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
We ain't doing none of that. We keeping it like yo, all the positive moments where it's like, oh, this is more miraculous. Well, it's even, but I always talk about the good than the bad. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, man.
That's what
That's
I'm
what's up.
on. Yeah.
Um. Well, brother, once again, I thank you for being the first guest on my
Anytime,
podcast.
man.
You most definitely.
Anytime.
Yeah, man. Yo, give it up, man.
Shout out.
Legendary Broadway, yo.
Make love. Follow me.
Look,
I follow you back. It's nothing. All right, yo.
please, man.
Peace.
All right, brother.
One.
Peace. 100. Sorry to pause this interview for a second, but this won't be brunch on Sundays if we ain't talking about something brunch, eating, food, you know?
Hey guys, it's Passport Princess. I just want to let you into my kitchen today and let you see what I do when I chef it up a little bit, which is on the regular, okay? It's one of the things that I love to do outside of traveling and meeting new people and writing poetry as well. It's cooking, it's relaxing, it allows me to create my own exotic dishes, and I'm going to invite you into my kitchen today. So today I'll be doing a little quick brunch, okay? I started with bacon, you all. It started in the oven, but I had to take it out of the oven and move it to the top of the stove because guess what? We were hungry. We didn't want that bacon to be cooking all freaking day. So the last 15 minutes of the bacon, I took it out. These are what's called home fries. These potatoes have been washed. They've been cut off. Also added one onion, a whole onion. It's been chopped very finely. And I'm going to show you all of the seasonings that I use. I started with black peppercorn. Then you want to hit the potatoes with a little smoked paprika and give it a little smoky flavor. That is oregano, cayenne pepper, garlic powder. You got to have the garlic powder. Italian seasoning, onion powder, all-purpose season. I use a lot of Jamaican seasons, you guys. They are the best. And a pinch of salt, you guys. You want to have a little salt in there, okay? You want to stir that up. I also added some Old Bay seasoning. I put a little bit of vegetable oil in this skillet. You could use the oil of your choice. And then you want to go ahead and put your potatoes in the skillet and stir everything up and put a lid on it. Okay, next we're making our French toast. I had about 4 or 5 eggs in here, cage-free eggs, you guys. I did add some nutmeg. I also added some cinnamon. I put some vanilla in there, and then the star of this is the rum cream. This is toasted coconut Jamaican rum. Okay, you guys, you could use any rum cream of your choice, and then I also put some pure cane sugar in there. You could add allspice or a butter flavor. At this juncture, I did not add that, but you have the option to do that. Okay, that is for the French toast. That's our base for the French toast. Okay, in the meantime, any chef knows that you want to keep your kitchen clean. So you want to wash your dishes and cut up any garnishes that you have. I did today cut up some oranges and some strawberries so that I can garnish for my plate when I am done. Okay. Next, we're going to move on to the eggs, you guys. My son was getting all of this and he still wanted eggs. So I had to go ahead and make these eggs and add that cheese that is so divine, and add a little salt and a little pepper, and that's it. And the eggs, that's the last thing you're going to cook, right? Because they take the quickest, and you want to add a little milk to those eggs. Jamaican hard dough bread makes the best French toast to me. This is not up for debate, you guys. Try it for yourself and you will see, okay? So this is the French toast cooking. I made the French toast, and that was next to the last thing. Okay, there are the eggs. This is the complete plate, you guys. You got the fries, the home fries, you got the bacon, the fruit, the eggs, and the French toast. All right, that is brunch in less than 10 minutes. I love you guys. Be blessed. Check me out again. Peace.